So let's just hit on this subject matter because Derek Carr touched upon it yesterday. The quarterback of my Las Vegas Raiders.
It's my quarterback. It's my quarterback.
Quarterback of my Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, he's got his boy Blue back. Old school. Devontae Adams, the two Fresno State Bulldogs getting together in Las Vegas as they've apparently wanted to do for quite some time. His brother David came on this program and said that they've been talking about it for years. And it almost happened a couple years ago, which was a nice little eyebrow raiser for those in Wisconsin. But it's happened. They're there. And so is Chandler Jones. And so is Josh McDaniels. And I think the world of the Raiders' opportunity this year. And I think they're going to snatch that AFC West brass ring. I don't know what they'll do with it, how far they'll go. But I think they're going to win this division. And certainly this team has had a nice little go of it right now. Thank you. A nice little go of it right now because last year was such a year of upheaval with Gruden, with Henry Ruggs, with the way that they made the playoffs, with that last-second field goal to knock the Chargers out, even though a tie would have put them both in, to almost knocking off the Bengals in Cincinnati in the playoffs in a game where there was a touchdown that was allowed, even though Joe Burrow was kind of out of bounds. And then Mike Mayock gets fired. Then Rich Bisaccia is not retained. Then Josh McDaniels arrives. And then everything that has happened since then is allowing me to feel, all right, this is the team in the AFC West. And then comes, I can't believe I'm saying this, Dana White. Along comes Dana White and the Gronk cast of the UFC 278 right there in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Dana White reveals he was brokering a deal for Brady and Gronk to go to Las Vegas. And Brady was even shopping for homes until Gruden backed out at the last minute or got cold feet or didn't want to do it. And even I, who is high on Derek Carr and the Raiders, was saying, what was Gruden thinking? What was Gruden thinking? Because it's the same thing with just in my profession. Like for any announcer who's dreamt of calling an NFL game and hearing that Amazon was creating Thursday Night Football for itself or taking Thursday Night Football for itself and creating a new, completely new platform for Thursday Night Football. And they reach out to Amazon saying, I'd like to call games for you, please. Then you find out Al Michaels is the one that they choose. You're like, oh, okay, I can understand that. Now, I don't think you refer to him as that MFer, but, you know, that's the similar situation. Brady's available. It's just like, oh, okay, I get that. Unless he's taken your job. That's a different situation. And now Derek Carr, after everything I just set up, he was a leader, a team leader with everything that happened last year. And now everything is like smooth sailing. And all of a sudden comes, yeah, you know, the Raiders were all set to move on from you a couple years ago. That's something that can rattle a cage, can it? But not Derek Carr's.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, for me, like, I didn't even hear about it. We actually had within the building, someone lost a family member. So, like, I was so immersed in that and just talking to that person and that kind of stuff that it really was, it was a moment to really put things in perspective. Like, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, anything I say will just be blasted out there. So I'm just going to completely remove myself and just keep trying to play football. It's been nice just answering football questions, you know, and hopefully no more drama in the city. That's what I hope.
That's what he hopes. You know, and by the way, for those listening on the radio, that was not Cole Hauser from Yellowstone. That was Derek Carr.
By the way.
Sounds just like him, doesn't it?
Sounds just like him.
Literally, I heard that soundbite just a couple minutes ago. Mike Hoskins, our CP, played it for us beforehand. I'm like, who does that sound like?
That's really good. Rip, baby.
That sounds just like Rip. Sounds just like Rip. And that sounds just like Derek Carr.
Yes.
But smart move. I'm not going to add a single ounce to this news cycle.
Nope.
I'm not going to do any of that. I was too immersed in being a good human to even now wade into the deep waters with the undertow known as the 24/7 sports news conversation cycle to even pay that any mind. And it makes sense because what's he going to say? Gruden's gone. Mayock's gone. Brady's won a championship. He's still down in there in Tampa. He's got Davante Adams, and he's got Darren Waller. By the way, could you imagine a Darren Waller, Rob Gronkowski, 2 tight end set at the disposal of Thomas Edward Brady? Can you tell me what that would look like?
Why are you doing that
What
to
would
yourself
that
right
look
now?
like?
Why are you doing? Well, I mean, not to bring up the past, but they had a similar situation in New England, and they went to the Super Bowl.
I understand what you're saying.
So
I got you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Similar
yeah.
skill sets.
Oh my God, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it would have been.
But
gross.
Derek Carr is still there. They got McDaniels. They got the guy who was Brady's
got
play
the
caller.
guy!
I know. They got Brady's play caller for Derek Carr and Davante Adams, and they have Waller, and they've got Hunter Renfrow. They're set. So what else does he have to say? Derek, that's why I'm here for you. Hit it, please.
What were they really thinking?
Now, this is where I normally say what I think somebody's thinking. Derek Carr truly could be believing what he's saying and thinking what he did in fact say. That does sound like a Derek Carr thing. But just in case he does have a little bit of this in him, Derek Carr would like to say the following. Are you kidding me? How many times I had to prove myself around here, folks? Okay. I understand I don't have all the rings of Tom Brady. I understand I haven't really done very much around here when you compare my resume to Tom Brady's or Rodgers or any of these so-called elite quarterbacks. But when it comes down to putting points on the board, you now got me my guy from college who, I might add, helped me become a second-round draft choice for this team. And even with Jack Del Rio, Mr. Dust Up himself, I was an MVP candidate before my leg got snapped in half. I've been there and I've done it. And guess what I'm going to do here for you, Las Vegas? I'm going to take the pieces that are still around because Gruden did believe in me. And he looked at me and maybe he thought I was Nathan Peterman for a second, but I'm Derek Carr. And I'm going to lead this team to a championship with my guy Davante and my guy Hunter and my guy Darren. What do you want from me? I'm part of the community. I'm part of this team. I'm here for you. And I've survived all of it. They still haven't got me here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here. He's not. Deal with it. And scene. Do you think that's what Derek Carr's really thinking?
Probably not.
Okay.
It seems like he's way too nice.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
You think that's just the New Yorker to me?
Yeah.
Well, that's literally what's happening. And
I want good things for Derek.
So do I.
Man.
Yeah.
So do I. So do I. But I mean, wow, I can't wait to whenever Gruden does talk. That's a great question to ask him. What were you really thinking? What happened? Oh man, I'd love to know.